Good day, Rusk enjoyers. I hope you're right, 'cause it's time to have ourselves a little bit of discussion, a little bit of a talk, a little bit of a yapping session. So let's just jump straight into it. So good, 3 weeks ago, I uploaded this video. I talked about my optimisms for the summer of 2025, and I still am feeling optimistic. But how have things been for like the past 3 weeks? How has June 2025 been specifically? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. But first of all, let's just quickly point out that yes, SCMM still isn't working, or rather, it's functional. We just haven't updated to June 26 yet. Not sure fully what's going on. There is issues because, of course, a certain summer sale did appear. So I'm kind of leaning towards that's likely what's caused this issue. Give it some time. I'm sure it will update and everything should be all right. But to everyone who is concerned, yes, it's affecting me as well. Cool. So let's hop back over to here. Can confirm the sales for the first 24 hours of sales are looking pretty interesting. Nuke Vibe Garage Door, 10,000 subscribers in the first 24 hours of sales, looking pretty good. Followed by the Cryo Furnace and the L96 of 8.9 thousand subscribers. The gloves. The Island Assault gloves only have 8,000. That is quite a fair bit less compared to the Tier 3, if I can recall. So that's sounding pretty appealing. But talking about how they're likely going to end up by next Thursday, we saved that for the 48-hour analysis. So if you'd like to learn about that a little bit more, well, but wait till Sunday. Anyway, so back over to here. Over the past few weeks, we've had some pretty interesting rust doors. We've seen some pretty interesting skins. We've seen the likes of the Heatseeker collection progress quite nicely. Now, if I were to quickly hop back over to here, the most recent Heatseeker skin, the Revolver, that ended up getting close to 22,000 subscribers. But of course, that's not exactly the highest selling skin, is it? That's not a problem. Not for us investors. No. That is like, the second or third lowest selling skin based on subscribers compared to all of these. And if you were to go ahead and take a look at the Steam market right now, you might notice, hang on a minute, 523 listings? Well, I thought it sold reasonably. Yeah, it did. It's just some crazy people decided to list a lot of them. However, unless you can't see it, but if you have Steam Inventory Helper, an extension on Chrome, you'll be able to see a whole lot more. Scroll. Where's the 500 listings? Oh, there you go. 439 of them are listed above $6.41. So if you're concerned about the amount, I wouldn't be worried too much. There is a lot listed at a very high price. And overall, the barter support, the prices that is looking to be in a very good spot right about now. That is, as I said when we did the abnormal barters, good 2 days ago, looking to probably be the most secure skin out of all of these here. Now, Heatseeker AK-47, he's enjoying all of these other skins, giving it a big boost, but even then, I could see that dropping off and still seeing the Revolver working out quite nicely as we inevitably go through the autumn-fall seasonal dip. So, typically, in the past, we have seen the period of time in which it's September, October, November, we'll see less people playing the game and we'll see prices drop off. But last year was a little bit different. Last year we got the world update with the wonderful landscapes, the valleys, the very cool, rocks, cliff sides and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about. So when that big update came out, we actually had a lot of people turning up. When we went through September, October, November, you'd see like a very cool looking summertime, and then you'd lose about like a third of the player count. Last year was different, and maybe this year will be different. But the prices, they still dropped off around September, October, November. So you still have to be a fair bit concerned about the future. So let's talk more specifically about June, because yes, we've had some pretty cool looking rust doors. We have seen skin prices improve quite nicely. And yes, I've made some sales. Have you? Have you looked through all of your inventory? Have you made some considerations if you wanted to sell now? You didn't have to. Like I said, back in my video, I insinuated that you're most likely to see the better prices maybe around July, August, in a week or two's time. Just saying. But yes, a lot of sales have been done. A lot of random skins, a lot of other various different skins. But I did start selling some more valuable skins recently as well. So in short, over the course of this month, I've made about $1,700. Now, if it were like a post-Christmas, of course, like January 2025, I'd have filled up 2 accounts by now. So it's not as fast. However, it's not July, it's not August yet. And if you are aware of what's potentially on the horizon, maybe it is for the best you wait it out just a little bit longer if you want to make a lot more sales. So with June not exactly having anything going for it. No big update or anything, you know. For May, we had the jungle update. But for June, yeah, not really anything to talk about. And whilst the player count is still 99,000, and let me tell you, that's still absolutely great. Like, if I was to talk to myself in the past and say, oh, June only has 99,000 average player count for the month, what? That's insane, because, you know, the amount of people we've seen playing this year so far has been absurd. But it's like a new level now. We thought it would be a rare sight to see going below 100,000, but chances are it might happen again. We have not seen a massive increase in player count, but the prices, whilst they have improved, hasn't really gone up insanely, has it? So I want to go ahead and start talking about like certain skins, because a lot of people have been mentioning certain things to me, talking about the situation, talking about how I'm still somewhat optimistic, but also informing you of what to look forward to as well. So yes, perhaps I could have waited it out a bit longer, wait till July or August to make my sales, but I was curious, wanted to see how it was. But one solid answer as to why prices are going down at the moment, and yes, it is happening, is because of this. Go look up all the Counter-Strike cases, go see how they're currently performing. You might notice they've dipped in price as well. And why is that? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if people probably want to go get some quick cash to then go ahead and buy cheap games. Oh, well, there you go. So over the course of this week, maybe next week as well, but mostly this week, it's not a surprise. I've seen it happen before, especially with Counter-Strike. People will, sell out, quickly grab some funds, and then they'll go ahead and buy some cheap games. So this isn't expected to last forever. If anything, I think it might finish by the time we have the Forcewipe next week, just saying. So don't be surprised to see and notice sudden dips in price, and I'll show you some things in a minute. But yeah, this happens all the time. It also happens around Christmas. You just don't really notice it that much because we see so many people turning up around January time. It's insane. But anyway, cool. You get that now, so no need to panic, but you should still keep an eye on your inventories. You should still keep an eye on what things you potentially might want to sell. Now let's go ahead and talk about what we see here. So Heatseeker Revolver currently on top. Lots of quantity, but a lot of it's listed very high. But of course, right now, we currently have the Twitch drops. So one thing to keep you informed of, yes, we do know we're having Twitch drops in July. They will be the fancy of Twitch drops. So get your Bellum Twitch drops whilst you can, and don't forget, I did make a video showcasing all of these skins. But that Silver SAR, with you coming out and being, available for absolutely free, just 2 hours of your time, watch these people. Ooh, a certain SAR over here has had a bit of a stumble. So about a month ago, we found out about Silver SAR, the Twitch drop, and we saw that go from $8 to this. Could it go lower? Well, give it time. Autumn, fall, seasonal dip, September, October, November, the inevitable. Ooh. However, it's managed to hold on quite nicely as of now, but you'll start to see more people doing this. So it's not a surprise. This sold absurdly. We did put out warnings in regards to the Heatseeker collection. More specifically, if you go to the front page right now, you'll also see the MP5, I'm sure, and there it is. Now, this is actually kind of improved. It's a bit weird to say, but this did have like 2,600 listings at one point, and it did go comfortably below $2. It was like sitting here at $1.80ish for a while. It has slightly recovered, so it did go down, stop for a bit. Kind of looks like it might trend upwards a bit more. What I'm saying is, as we go through July, I would be surprised if it recovers a little bit more, but inevitably, October time, that very likely will be reaching a new low point. So if you're thinking about making some investments into the Heatseeker collection, but you missed out, in terms of buying it from the Rust store, keep an eye out. October time, most skins in general tend to reach their lowest price point in the year. And if you've, made some decent sales during the summer, you have a lot of funds to work with. Keep an eye out for the likes of that. As time goes on, so as long as it remains in demand, so as long as there's no other competition like a Twitch drop or something, that will, it is expected that will go back up in price. Like the whiteout boot. Takes a year or two, but inevitably it will go up in price because the demand is always there. Cool, so alright, we've got that point there. But let's talk about prices for certain skins, such as the Ghost Guise. So we saw this last year, and I'm pretty sure you're fully well aware that these two skins, they glow in the dark, right? They glow in the dark. It's not super bright. You might just about see it when you look in the, the workshop page. You can see it. It's not super noticeable, and I did make a short video quite some time back, so let's just quickly go over to here, search through Hedge's videos, Ghost Guise. You'll be able to search and you'll be able to find that I made a video showcasing it. There you go, at the very top. During the day, it's totally fine. It's a perfectly fine white sheet, white head wrap. And, you know, if you can't afford, and just saw it briefly there, didn't you, the likes of the Arctic Protection Collection, and I don't blame her, $28. You can't afford that. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see something like this was going to, you know, get bought out and rise up in price. But little did I know how quick it was going to be. My goodness, look what happened here. Whoa. So, yeah, with a lot more people turning up, yep, this was inevitable, but it is starting to go down a fair bit. But we've already addressed that. Summer sale. Give it next week. I was surprised if it probably goes back up again, or remains solid here from here on, you know, from here and now. Might dip again, maybe around October time. But then we have post Christmas 2026, January 2026. So I'll talk more about that in a bit. Don't you worry. But yes, that has been going up in price ever so nicely, as has the poncho. But it has calmed down somewhat recently. A lot of you people on YouTube were bringing it up to me. I've addressed it. So cool. I've spoken to the skin creator. I told him, oh, have you seen the prices of your skins, Mr. Rosato? And he was like, oh, wow. I was like, you've got to do burlap this Halloween. You have to. You have to. It doesn't matter if you do it like glow in the dark again. You've got to do it. He knows. He's got a good few months now to question what he's going to do next, but I think we might be seeing that. So to all those people who are enjoying the Ghost Guys, the skin creator has been informed, and you potentially might be able to look forward to, you know, maybe seeing some more later this year. So look forward to Halloween, and this year's been pretty quick, really, like 3 months away. Ooh, oh. Anyway, $28 here. It's madness, isn't it? But of course, in-demand camouflage skins. If you do not see that many like alternative options appearing, of course it's going to keep going up in price. But even this, dip, summer sale. So, all right, cool. We'll see if that, you know, recovers. Let's see if it keeps trending upwards. But I thought it was madness when it reached $20 around, you know, January time. But no, it just keeps on going higher. Camouflage skins in general just keep doing this. But over to here. Somewhat recently, we did talk about the whiteout clothing and armor and whatnot. $45 here for the coffee can helmet. Why is it that price? Because that doesn't make you cold. Face mask does, but coffee can doesn't. Scroll down, you can see it's trending upwards ever so nicely. But even this, it peaked, then now it's kind of going down a fair bit. Even whiteout's affected by this. But we do still have 2 solid months of the summer. We still have July and August to look forward to. And whilst kids in North America, they might be out of school and having summer vacation and whatnot, across the world, you're going to start seeing a lot more kids out of school. And hopefully, a lot more of them playing Rust. Is there something that's going to entice them to want to play? Well, we have an update that we'll talk about in a bit, don't you worry. But yeah, whiteout, as you can see, prices are good, better than last year, but it seems they've peaked and dropped off a fair bit. Keep an eye out. Forcewipe next week. Things hopefully will change, and things could probably improve ever so nicely overall with the player count in general. So, yeah, June might be a bit of a slip, but hopefully July's better. So, yep, Gunhouse Sheepman Double Door, just another random skin. It was appreciated, it was nice. We have seen some other Sheepman Double Doors come out somewhat recently. Twitch drop, 2 skins being accepted, of course, the Twisted Metal and the No Mercy Sheepman Double Door. So, as there's other options, Sheet metal double doors in general have been doing very good at the moment. We haven't seen a ridiculous amount like last year, but even then, all those skins that came out last year, they've all like doubled in price. I'm not joking, but yeah, even that, a recent skin, whilst it went all the way up to about $4, kind of slipped a bit. It's not down super bad, it's just even, you know, something like that. So if I could just quickly go over to here, yep, unfortunately SCMM's done that. Just give it a quick reload, and then we're back in business. Hopefully we do see it update. Oh, flashbang, oh. But yeah, you just got to do something like that, and here we are. So you can still functionally use it. You can still like search for things and whatnot. You can still flick back to previous weeks. And what I want to do is just quickly go over to here, look at the Twisted Metal Sheepman Double Door, and look at all of them in general. And you'll notice, my goodness, all of these are doing insane. So for your consideration, maybe look at some of these Sheepman Double Doors and consider holding on to them for quite some time. And of course the brand new No Mercy Sheepman Double Door. Oh yeah, that's also looking very appealing. It's not the top selling skin this week at the moment, so, you know, just keep an eye out, Anyway, so that's all looking good, that's all looking nice. But we've discussed this now. What is there to look forward to for next week? Well, I've already mentioned it quite a lot. If you've been keeping an eye on the commits, you'll notice what the main things have been mentioned over the past month. Party system. The party system is now on, staging. In fact, I should point out, you should keep an eye out for people like Mr. Protox, Mr. Shelby here. They're always keeping an eye out for things that are currently on, staging. They'll showcase things. And yeah, party system. So what exactly is it? Well, basically, you'll be able to party up in a group before you even join a server. And then, as a group, you go join a server. I believe based on what you see here, the party leader will join a server, and once he's in, all of the other people in the party, you just go straight through, skip the queue. So you go in as a group, not like everybody's trying to get in at various different times and whatnot, which sounds probably a lot more efficient, but not everybody's like super happy about that. And of course, you can see where people have voted, they're like, nah, no. But as we get closer and closer, that seems to have stopped now. So, okay, perhaps people aren't looking at this in such a bad way. Is this going to be for every single server? We don't know, but it's rolling out next week. And we are fully well aware that we're getting like friend-themed skins for the next Rust store. So if you are aware of the most recent Rust Workshop skin checks, the Rust Workshop skin submissions, you'd notice we've got like a lot of friend-themed skins that have been produced. Lots of various silly-looking designs. But yeah, that's what they're pushing for. It looks like that is going to be like the next main update. So, okay. Is it like game-changing? Is it game-breaking? Is it ridiculous? I don't know. But of course, regardless, it's a Forcewipe. Regardless, summer sale, there's probably a lot of people that bought Rust and they're playing it for the first time ever, and they've only just heard about the wonders of a Forcewipe. They're going to be there for their first ever time, and hopefully they'll enjoy it. Or you'll enjoy it because they're fresh meat. But yeah, everything's lining up. That July, hopefully will be very nice. Hopefully will be very enjoyable. And maybe we'll see some, very nice player counts. Maybe we'll see a lot more people playing, desiring skins, prices improve. You'd hope. So, okay then, let's see if that works out nicely. All about like later this year, because if you have been keeping under commits, you'd notice like, what is this proposed update, the Naval update? Something about building boats, being able to like build your own boat, sail around to floating cities, a new monument. Wait, what? Well, if you've been keeping track, with Mr. Shadowfrax's most recent video, he actually seems to have the scoop, and it appears this is actually be ready for October 2025. Oh, hang on a minute. Didn't I talk about that a little bit earlier, saying how September, October, November, the autumn-fall seasonal dip, that tends to be a bit of a bad time where a lot less people will play the game, and inevitably you'll see, Rust skin prices go down? Well, yeah, funny that, because I mentioned how last year we had the world update and a lot of people actually turned up, enjoyed themselves, and then that just cascaded into an absolutely absurd Christmas and post-Christmas, in which we saw a record-breaking amount turn up, and we beat the all-time high peak player count, and prices back then were absolutely amazing. Yeah, I did, yeah. So, you will now have to question, do you definitely want to sell everything in July and August? Well, personally, I think you still should. But if you miss out and if you're feeling a little bit down, a little bit upset, you've got to look forward to December and, of course, post-Christmas again in 2026. We are expecting a very nice turnout. So let me just explain this. As you can see, we're currently going through another 6 months of the year. Oh, no, oh dear. But as we roll into, January, funny enough, I've got to point this out, a Rust rotation will happen on Christmas Day. Ooh. But the Forcewipe in January 2026 is literally going to be the first. Oh, mate, how many people are going to have the hangover debuff? Oh, dear. But yeah, literally, as we roll into January, Forcewipe, how many people do you reckon to be playing? I think with everything that's lining up at the moment, you will see us potentially beat the all-time peak player count all over again. And of course, around then you're going to have the winter sale, so potentially even more new people playing, loads of people time off, at least in the Western world. So, of course, not as people at school and college, not as much people working, especially on New Year's Day. But how many people are actually going to be able to get out of bed next day? Well, the kids might not, but you get the idea. So everything's just kind of lining up kind of the same as it was last year. And that's not a bad thing. But much like last year, a lot of the skins did reach their peak summer prices around July and August. So, okay, I think we got the general gist. So if you've noticed certain prices going down and whatnot, it's not like this is the first time this has ever happened. Keep your head up, keep an eye on your your inventory, and make considerations. But at the very least, as we roll into October, whilst we might be having a very cool update on the horizon, it still is expected that a lot of skins will reach their low point around October time. Might be the beginning, might be the end, but it is expected to be lower than the prices we see now regardless, okay? So still, you should consider making some sales. Now, a few people are going to walk up to me and say, "Hi, I have a very expensive skin like a big grin." They're in their own world, I'm sorry to say. I'm talking about skins that are affordable and people can actively buy and sell each and every single day. When it comes to the very, 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 very expensive skins, that's a little bit different, sorry to say. You're just going to have to specifically look at that, see how it's behaved over the past year or 2 or 3 or 4, and you're just going to have to kind of make your own choice. But at the very least, maybe around January would probably still be the best. As I said, with how everything's lining up, it really does look like maybe that might be the best time to sell your more valuable skins. And again, that might be things that sell for a good few $100s. Cool. So I think I've addressed mostly everything. Thank you for keeping me informed in regards to things like that. I already knew. But hey, we'll see how things progress from here and here. From here and now. New potential collections as well to look forward to. I'm sure a lot of you are fully well aware of this Island Assault set. So before we even saw the gloves being accepted this past Rust store, this has already gone up in price. But now, oh my, it's $7. But yep, it rose up beforehand, then we got the gloves and it boosted back up again. It has been insane. People really do appreciate the idea of this potential grey out set. So yeah, let's see if we do end up getting a full collection. Or maybe we might actually see the likes of, I don't know, Tire Tier 3? Black Alligator hoodie and pants? I mean, what happened? I don't know. I don't know. So all you can really do right now is you can only... Deep Ruby as well. Completely forgot about mentioning that, but there you go. I just happen to have that open. Keep an eye on the workshop. Keep an eye and see if there's any new skins, bids submitted. You can always use Micro 522 as well. All you got to do is just click date submitted once. You'll be up to date. You'll be able to see all the newest submissions in order of when they're submitted. Give it a good preview. And yeah, so that's usually for weekends when you see all the new submissions. Micro522.com is always linked in the description, so you could go see that for yourself. Cool. But yeah, I'm just looking at the accepted tag because unfortunately, with SCMM not working, this is the best I could do to stay up to date with the sub counts and whatnot. So yep, it is what it is. Right, so have you made any profit so far? Have you made any sales? Feel free to tell me. Like I said, I have been making some sales, but it has noticeably not been as effective. I have noticed prices are starting to go down a fair bit. And I personally feel like I might wait it out now for at least until next Thursday. Then I'll start selling again. I do want to fill up my accounts. And let me tell you, I've got quite a lot of them. But yeah, get a good look at all of that. I had some random TF2 Mango packages. I'm finding a lot of random things I bought just because I needed to buy stuff back in January. January was very good. It was very enjoyable. So yeah. And as I said, go take a look at those Counter-Strike cases. I'm not joking. This is a thing that happens every single year. It's summer sale. We're seeing this dip, but it was inevitable. But it only lasts for like a few days, and then once it's done, okay, should be back to normal, especially with the Forcewipe literally just next week. So, cool. All is good. No need to worry too much. But if you feel the need to make some sales, it's not the worst time to do it. But maybe not the best time either. So, yeah, that's the general gist. So let's wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let's look forward to what we see coming out over the course of the next few months. And let's look forward to the next brand new Twitch drops, the Fairly Shop Twitch drops. I will make sure that the second I have them in front of me, I'll showcase them to the best of my ability, much like I did with the skins back over to here. So yeah, come on. I've got to give it a good showcase here. So if you haven't yet seen all the skins in all their glory, consider watching that video. And once again, thank you very much for watching me. I'll catch you later. See you, goodbye.